Every day begins with a choice, to stay in bed and cling to your dreams or to rise and chase them. Pause for a moment and think about it. Each morning, you make a decision that sets the tone for your entire day. Will you hit snooze, roll over, and let time slip away? Or will you get up with purpose, ready to take control of your life? Many people find waking up early challenging because they don't see what's at stake. They tell themselves that 5 more minutes won't hurt, but those 5 minutes often stretch into 10, then 20, leaving them rushing through their morning already feeling behind schedule. This isn't just a habit, it's a mindset that keeps them trapped in mediocrity. Waking up early is not easy. The warmth of your bed, the pull of sleep, and the comfort of staying under the covers can be incredibly tempting. But here's the truth, successful individuals don't let comfort dictate their actions. They wake up early not because it's easy, but because it gives them an advantage. Early mornings hold a unique kind of power, a time for clarity, focus, and self-mastery. It's when the world is quiet, and you have the opportunity to get ahead while everyone else is still asleep. In this narrative, we'll explore why waking up early can transform your life, how to make it easier, and how to turn your mornings into a powerful tool for success. Stay with me as I guide you through the mindset, habits, and strategies that will help you start your day right and take charge of your future. There's something almost magical about the early hours of the morning. The streets are silent, the air feels calm, and there's a sense of peace that simply doesn't exist at any other time of day. During these early hours, before the chaos unfolds, you have something rare, time just for yourself. No distractions, no interruptions, just pure uninterrupted moments to think, plan, and set the tone for the day ahead. Most people fail to realize that mornings hold a hidden advantage. They view waking up early as a chore, something they have to do rather than something they get to do. But consider this, the early morning is the one time in the day when you are in complete control. No emails flooding in, no phone calls demanding attention, no responsibilities pulling you in different directions. It's a golden opportunity to start ahead while the rest of the world is still asleep. Think about how most people begin their mornings. They wake up late, grab their phones first thing, scroll through notifications, and then rush to get ready. By the time they step out the door, they already feel overwhelmed. Now compare that to someone who wakes up early, stretches, hydrates, plans their goals, reads a book, or exercises before the sun even rises. Who do you think is setting themselves up for success? The answer is clear. Waking up early doesn't just give you extra hours in the day, it gives you control. Instead of waking up and immediately feeling behind, you move with purpose, deciding how your day will unfold instead of letting circumstances or distractions dictate it for you. That's the difference between progress and stagnation. The mental clarity that comes with early mornings is another significant benefit. When you wake up early, your mind is fresh and undisturbed by the noise of the world. It's the perfect time for deep thinking, generating ideas, and setting intentions that will shape the rest of your day. Many accomplished individuals swear by early mornings, not just because they gain more time to work, but because they know that the first few hours of the day are when the mind is at its sharpest. Whether it's writing, problem solving, or creative thinking, early mornings provide the ideal environment. Of course, waking up early alone isn't enough, you must use that time wisely. But when you do, the results are undeniable. Your days feel longer, more productive, and more intentional. You're not merely going through the motions, you're living with purpose. If you've never experienced the magic of early mornings, you're missing out on one of life's greatest advantages. Try it for just a week. Wake up before the world stirs, step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and take a moment to appreciate the silence. You'll feel it, the shift, the clarity, the control, and once you do, you'll never want to go back. Starting your day early is only half the battle. What you do with those early hours determines whether you truly harness the power of mornings. Waking up early is a great start, but it's not enough to simply be awake. It's about being intentional. Many people wake up early only to waste that precious time scrolling through social media, lying in bed, or engaging in activities that add little value to their lives. That's not the goal. The aim is to use your mornings to energize your body, sharpen your mind, and set the stage for a productive and fulfilling day. Highly successful individuals don't wake up early just for the sake of it, they have a plan. They wake up with purpose, following routines that make them stronger, sharper, and better prepared for the challenges ahead. They understand that the first few hours of the day dictate the rest of it. If you start your day with clarity and intention, the momentum carries you forward. Conversely, if you begin in chaos, the rest of the day follows suit. So, how do you use your mornings effectively? It starts with structuring them wisely. Think of your morning as a three-part system. First, wake up your body. Second, feed your mind. Third, plan your day. Master these three areas, and you'll maximize your potential every morning. The first step is waking up your body. Your body is like a machine, and if you don't get it moving, it stays sluggish. The best way to start your day is with movement, whether it's stretching, yoga, a workout, or even just a brisk walk. One renowned athlete adhered to a strict morning routine that included running before sunrise. He believed that training before the world woke up gave him an edge over his competitors. Starting strong by waking up your muscles and energizing your system before the day begins is crucial. Even if you're not an athlete, movement in the morning is essential. Exercise doesn't just wake up your body, it also sharpens your brain, improving focus, memory, and mental clarity. The second step is feeding your mind. What you consume in the morning influences your mindset for the rest of the day. If you start by watching negative news or mindlessly scrolling through social media, you're filling your mind with distractions and stress before the day has even begun. Instead, choose to fuel your mind with something uplifting. For instance, a well-known investor spends hours reading every morning before doing anything else. He believes that learning is one of the greatest investments you can make in yourself. You don't need to read for hours, but imagine how much smarter and more prepared you'd be if you dedicated even 15 minutes every morning to reading something insightful. Whether it's a book, an article, or an audiobook, the content you consume matters. If reading isn't your thing, journaling is another powerful way to feed your mind. Writing down your thoughts, ideas, or goals brings clarity and focus. A famous inventor kept detailed journals filled with his thoughts, ideas, and plans. His habit of writing every morning helped him stay creative and organized. When you put your thoughts on paper, they become tangible, something you can act upon. The third and final step is planning your day with intention. Instead of jumping straight into work without direction, take a few minutes to decide what's truly important. What are your top priorities for the day? What must get done no matter what? A prominent media mogul takes time every morning to reflect and set her intentions. She visualizes what she wants to achieve and aligns her actions accordingly. She doesn't let the day happen to her, she takes charge of it. Having a plan in the morning helps you avoid distractions and stay focused. It's easy to get caught up in emails, random tasks, or other people's demands, but when you set your priorities in the morning, you ensure that you're working on the things that actually move you forward. This three-part system, moving your body, feeding your mind, and planning your day, is the key to an effective morning. It doesn't have to take hours. Even dedicating just 30 to 60 minutes to these steps will make a noticeable difference. The important thing is consistency. You won't feel the impact in just one day, but over weeks and months, these small morning habits will compound into something powerful. You'll become more focused, more productive, and more in control of your life. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't let the time pass by idly. Move your body, feed your mind, and set your plan. Use your mornings wisely, and they will reward you with success. Waking up early is not just a habit, it's a statement. It declares, I am in control of my time, and I am in control of my life. It's easy to hit the snooze button, tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, or wait for the perfect moment to begin. But here's the truth, there is no perfect moment. The only moment you have is now. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you need to train your mind to take action rather than make excuses. The difference between those who rise early and those who don't isn't just the number of hours they sleep, it's their mindset. Early risers don't see waking up as an inconvenience or a burden. Instead, they see it as an opportunity. They understand that getting up early is not about losing sleep, it's about gaining time. It's about taking control before the rest of the world dictates their day. Throughout history, many leaders, thinkers, and creators didn't wait for perfect conditions. They built discipline and mastered their routines because they understood the importance of structure and self-mastery. Take, for example, a tech innovator who treated his mornings as sacred. He would wake up, look in the mirror, and ask himself a pivotal question: if today were the last day of my life, would I be happy with what I'm about to do? This simple question helped him cut out distractions and focus only on what truly mattered. That's the essence of waking up early, it's about taking control of your thoughts, energy, and actions. It's about making a conscious choice to live with purpose instead of simply going through the motions. But here's the challenge, your mind will resist. It will tell you it's too cold outside the blankets, that 5 more minutes won't make a difference, or that you can always start next week. This is where most people falter, they listen to their feelings instead of their discipline. They wait to feel motivated instead of choosing to be disciplined. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. Discipline is what changes lives. Consider the example of a former military commander known for his strict discipline and 4:30 a.m. wake-up call. He didn't wake up early because it was fun, he did it because it gave him an edge. By the time most people were still in bed, he had already trained, planned his day, and set himself up for success. That's the power of an early riser's mindset. Let's be honest, this level of discipline doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small wins. The moment your alarm rings, your mind gives you 2 choices, snooze or rise. In that split second, you're either training yourself to be stronger or reinforcing the habit of staying the same. Every time you choose to get up, you reinforce the mindset of an early riser. Discipline is like a muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. And the strongest discipline starts in the morning. That's why athletes, military personnel, and high achievers emphasize structured mornings. They know that the way you start your day sets the standard for how you live your life. Being an early riser isn't just about work, it's about having time for yourself before the rest of the world makes demands. It's about carving out space in the morning to reflect, focus, and build yourself up. A celebrated writer, for instance, followed a strict morning routine. She would wake up, head to a quiet place, and write in solitude for hours before the world could interfere. That quiet time wasn't just a habit, it was the foundation for her creativity and success. So, what about you? What kind of life do you want to build? Do you want to stay stuck in the same routine, hitting snooze and rushing through your days? Or do you want to take control, wake up early, and lead your life with intention? Here's the good news, you don't need to be a morning person to become an early riser. No one is born that way. It's a habit that is built, trained, and strengthened. It starts with a single decision. Tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, choose discipline over comfort. At first, it will be difficult. Your mind will resist, and your body will want to stay in bed. But if you push through the resistance and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses, you will start to rewire your mindset. You will begin to see mornings not as something to dread but as something to own. And the moment you do that, everything changes. You stop living on autopilot and start leading your life with intention. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating your own opportunities. You become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, you wake up early and make it happen. So, ask yourself, who do you want to be? Someone who sleeps through their potential, or someone who rises early and takes control? The choice is yours. Train your mind to be strong, and soon enough, waking up early won't be a struggle, it will be a privilege. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant demands, finding a moment of peace is rare. We wake up to notifications, emails, and messages that pull us in different directions before we've even had a chance to think. But there is a window of time where silence still exists, a time before the world wakes up, before the chaos begins. That time is the early morning, and within it lies one of the greatest advantages you can have: solitude. Solitude in the morning isn't just about being alone, it's about creating space for yourself. Space to think, to breathe, to reflect. When you wake up early while the rest of the world is still asleep, you enter a different kind of reality. A world where everything feels clearer, where your thoughts aren't clouded by the noise of the day, where you can focus on what truly matters. Many of history's greatest thinkers, creators, and leaders embraced early morning solitude as their secret weapon. A renowned physicist was known for his love of solitude. He often took long, quiet walks in the morning, allowing his mind to wander and explore new ideas. He once said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." His ability to think deeply, free from distractions, led to some of the greatest scientific breakthroughs in history. It's no surprise that some of the most brilliant minds understood the value of silence. Solitude allows you to step away from the opinions and pressures of others and truly listen to yourself. What do you want? What are your priorities? What kind of life are you building? These are questions that can only be answered in stillness. In our modern world, solitude is often misunderstood. People associate being alone with loneliness, but they are not the same. Loneliness is a feeling of emptiness, while solitude is a choice, a tool for growth, a way to reconnect with yourself. Consider the example of a legendary artist who understood that solitude was necessary for deep thinking and discovery. He once said, "If you are alone, you belong entirely to yourself. If you are accompanied by even one companion, you belong only half to yourself. In the early morning hours, you belong entirely to yourself." There are no distractions, no interruptions, just time to think, to learn, to create. But solitude in the morning isn't just for artists, scientists, or writers. It's for anyone who wants to take control of their life. Imagine waking up early, before the demands of work, family, and responsibilities take over, and having time just for yourself. No rushing, no stress, just time to sit with your thoughts, plan your day, and reflect on your goals. That kind of morning changes everything. Take, for example, a celebrated athlete who was famous for his relentless mentality. Before anyone else was awake, he was already in the gym, training in silence and perfecting his craft. He understood that the early morning wasn't just a time to work, it was a time to be fully present, to be alone with his thoughts, and to visualize his success. That solitude gave him the edge over everyone else. Now, you don't have to be a world-class athlete to benefit from early morning solitude. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of quiet time can make a huge difference in how you feel, think, and act throughout the day. In those moments, you can meditate, journal, or simply sit with your thoughts. You can focus on your breathing, listen to your inner voice, and remind yourself of what truly matters. But here's the catch: most people avoid solitude. They fear being alone with their thoughts and distract themselves with social media, entertainment, or endless tasks because they don't want to sit in silence. But silence is where growth happens. It's where you confront your fears, doubts, and dreams. It's where you gain clarity and direction. Even the greatest leaders in history understood this. A man who led a movement that changed the world dedicated time every morning to solitude. He would wake up early, sit in silence, and reflect before facing the challenges of the day. He believed that if he didn't take time to center himself, he wouldn't be able to lead effectively. The same principle applies to you. If you don't take time for yourself in the morning, the rest of the world will take your time for you. Your day will be filled with distractions, obligations, and interruptions, leaving you exhausted and unfocused. But if you start your day with solitude, you take control. You enter the day with a clear mind, a focused heart, and a strong sense of direction. So how can you practice solitude in the morning? Start with something simple. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than usual. Just 15 minutes of silence can transform your mindset. Resist the urge to check your phone. Instead, take a deep breath and just be present. Journal your thoughts, write down what's on your mind, your goals, your feelings. Go for a quiet walk and let your thoughts flow without distraction. Meditate or sit in silence, focusing on your breathing and letting your mind settle. You don't need an hour, you don't need an elaborate routine. You just need to give yourself the gift of time, time to think, to breathe, to reconnect with yourself. In the end, solitude in the morning is not about isolation, it's about empowerment. It's about building a foundation of clarity and peace before the world tries to shake you. It's about stepping into your day not as a person reacting to life but as a person leading it. So tomorrow morning, before the noise begins, take a moment for yourself. Sit in silence, listen to your thoughts, feel the stillness. And in that quiet moment, remind yourself, this is where strength is built, this is where clarity is found, and this is where success begins. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck, and it's not just talent. It's the result of daily habits repeated over time with discipline and purpose. If you examine the lives of the most successful people, you'll notice one common pattern: they all have a structured morning routine. Morning rituals aren't about rushing into the day, they're about setting the tone, building momentum, and taking control before the world demands your attention. A strong morning routine doesn't just help you feel productive, it trains your mind and body for success. Consider the example of a historical figure known for his contributions to science and politics. His morning routine was simple yet powerful. The first thing he did each day was ask himself a question: what good shall I do this day? By setting an intention first thing in the morning, he ensured that his day had meaning and direction. He then spent time reading, planning, and exercising, knowing that these activities prepared him to perform at his best. His success wasn't just a result of intelligence, it was a result of daily discipline. But he wasn't alone in this practice. Many of the world's top performers, from CEOs to athletes, follow structured morning rituals that allow them to operate at their highest level. Let's break down the key morning habits that have helped some of the most successful people reach extraordinary heights. One of the most common rituals among high achievers is waking up with purpose. Instead of hitting snooze multiple times, they get up the moment the alarm rings. This small decision sets the tone for the rest of the day. If you start your day by giving in to the temptation of just 5 more minutes, you're training yourself to delay action in other areas of life. But if you wake up immediately, you train your mind to take control. Take, for example, a business leader who wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every morning and follows a strict routine. He exercises, spends time reflecting, and drinks his first cup of coffee while reviewing his goals for the day. This structure gives him clarity and focus before he steps into the fast-paced world of business. The next critical habit is physical movement. Successful people understand that energy is everything. If your body is sluggish, your mind will be too. That's why some of the world's greatest minds prioritize exercise first thing in the morning. For instance, a former political leader made it a point to work out every morning during his tenure. He understood that if he didn't take care of his body, he wouldn't have the energy or mental sharpness needed for the challenges ahead. Whether it's a full workout or just 10 minutes of stretching, moving your body in the morning helps wake up your system, improve focus, and build discipline. Another powerful ritual is feeding the mind. What you put into your brain in the morning sets the tone for how you think and operate for the rest of the day. Successful people don't start their day by scrolling through social media or diving into emails. Instead, they start by learning something that expands their thinking. Consider a tech billionaire who dedicates time every morning to reading and absorbing knowledge from books, articles, and newspapers. He believes that learning is a lifelong process and that starting his day with new ideas helps him stay ahead of the curve. If one of the world's most successful individuals can find time to read in the morning, so can you. But success isn't just about productivity, it's also about mental clarity and emotional balance. That's why many high achievers start their day with meditation, prayer, or journaling. A leader who guided one of the most significant movements in history practiced silence and reflection every morning. He believed that if he didn't take time to center himself first, he wouldn't be able to lead others effectively. Another key practice is visualization and goal setting. Many successful people take time each morning to picture their success, reaffirm their goals, and mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. An actor-turned-politician used the power of visualization every morning. He would picture himself achieving his goals, whether it was winning a competition or starring in blockbuster films. By seeing his success in his mind first, he trained himself to take action toward making it a reality. Your morning routine doesn't have to look exactly like these examples. The goal isn't to copy someone else's habits but to find what works best for you. The key is to design a morning routine that energizes you, sharpens your mind, and sets you up for success. A great morning routine follows a simple formula: wake up with purpose, no snooze button, get up as soon as the alarm rings. Move your body, even a short stretch or a walk can help energize you. Feed your mind, read, listen to a podcast, or reflect on your goals. Practice mindfulness, meditate, pray, or journal to gain clarity. Plan your day, set your top priorities before distractions take over. You don't need to do everything at once. Start small, choose one or two habits, and commit to them. Over time, your routine will evolve, and you'll start to see the benefits unfold. Success doesn't happen in a single moment, it's built in the small, consistent actions you take every morning. When you create a morning routine that aligns with your goals, you take control of your time, your energy, and ultimately your life. So tomorrow morning, instead of rushing into the day without direction, take a step back. Start your morning with purpose, build a routine that fuels your mind and body, and watch how your life begins to transform, one morning at a time. Waking up early sounds appealing in theory, but when the alarm goes off before the sun rises, that's when the real battle begins. Your bed feels warm, your body feels heavy, and your mind whispers, just 5 more minutes. Before you know it, those 5 minutes turn into half an hour, and suddenly your entire morning routine is thrown off. This is the challenge that stops most people from becoming early risers, the struggle between comfort and commitment. The truth is, waking up early is not just about setting an alarm, it's about changing your habits, your mindset, and your approach to sleep. Many people believe they are just not morning people, but that's not true. No one is naturally programmed to wake up at a certain time. It's all about conditioning. If you've spent years waking up late, your body is used to that pattern, but just like any habit, it can be rewired. The first and most common excuse is, "I'm not a morning person." This statement is one of the biggest lies people tell themselves. The reality is that no one is born a morning person, it's a behavior, not a biological trait. Take, for example, a professional athlete who wakes up at 4 a.m. every day to train before the world even gets started. Do you think he wants to wake up that early? No, he does it because he's trained himself to push past discomfort in pursuit of success. Another major obstacle people face is staying up too late. Many want to wake up early but also stay up watching TV, scrolling through social media, or procrastinating on sleep. You can't have it both ways. If you want to wake up early, you have to prioritize sleep. A great example of this is a tech CEO who wakes up at 3:45 a.m. The key to his success isn't just waking up early, it's going to bed early. He understands that sleep is a tool, not an inconvenience. Many people sacrifice sleep for productivity, but the truth is, lack of sleep makes you less productive. If you're serious about waking up early, the first step is to fix your nighttime routine. Start by setting a bedtime that allows you to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Many people fail at waking up early because they don't respect their sleep schedule. Instead of staying up late watching Netflix or scrolling through their phones, start winding down an hour before bed. Dim the lights, avoid screens, and read a book or journal instead. Your body needs signals to prepare for sleep, and the more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. Then there's the issue of waking up feeling groggy. Many people try to wake up early but feel exhausted the moment they open their eyes, so they convince themselves they need more sleep. Feeling groggy when you wake up is normal, it's called sleep inertia. Even the best early risers feel sluggish in the first few minutes after waking up. The difference is that they don't let that feeling stop them. A simple trick to overcome this is to get moving immediately. The moment your alarm rings, sit up, put your feet on the floor, and take a deep breath. Then do something that forces you to be physically active, whether it's stretching, drinking a glass of water, or taking a cold shower. This immediately tells your brain that the day has started. Another effective trick is placing your alarm across the room. If your alarm is right next to your bed, you'll be tempted to hit snooze, but if you have to physically get up to turn it off, you're already out of bed, which makes it easier to stay up. Small adjustments like this can make a huge difference. One of the most overlooked obstacles to waking up early is having no reason to get up. If you don't have something exciting or important planned in the morning, your brain will struggle to see the point of waking up early. That's why it's crucial to give yourself a reason. Take, for example, an entrepreneur who wakes up at 5 a.m. every day but doesn't jump straight into work. Instead, he starts his morning with activities he enjoys, he exercises, spends time with family, and does things that make him feel alive. This creates motivation to wake up early. If you struggle with finding a reason to wake up, try this: schedule something enjoyable first thing in the morning, whether it's reading, journaling, working on a personal project, or simply enjoying a quiet moment with coffee. Make your morning something you want to wake up for, not just something you have to do. Another challenge people face is giving up too soon. Many try waking up early for a few days, struggle, and then quit. But waking up early is a habit that takes time to develop. You can't expect to transform overnight. Instead of making a dramatic shift, start small. If you currently wake up at 8 a.m., don't suddenly force yourself to wake up at 5 a.m., that's too extreme. Instead, wake up 15 to 30 minutes earlier each week. This gradual change makes the transition easier and more sustainable. Finally, hold yourself accountable. If you struggle with self-discipline, find an accountability system. Tell a friend or family member about your goal, set up a morning check-in where you send a message as proof that you're awake, or use habit tracking apps to keep yourself motivated. The more accountability you have, the more likely you are to stick with it. Waking up early isn't just about time, it's about discipline, self-mastery, and commitment. It's about proving to yourself that you can control your actions instead of letting your actions control you. The battle against the alarm clock is won the night before, with the decisions you make about your sleep, your mindset, and your habits. So, what's stopping you? Are you really not a morning person, or have you just never trained yourself to be one? Are you struggling because of external circumstances, or are you holding on to excuses that keep you in your comfort zone? The good news is, you can change. You can become the kind of person who wakes up early, takes control of their time, and starts each day with intention. But it begins with a choice, the choice to stop making excuses and start making changes. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, don't hit snooze. Don't let your comfort win. Get up, take control, and prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Because once you master your mornings, you master your life. The way you start your day has a direct impact on how the rest of it unfolds. A strong morning creates momentum, and momentum fuels success. On the other hand, a slow, chaotic, or unintentional morning sets the stage for distractions, stress, and inefficiency. This is what we call the ripple effect, where one good habit in the morning leads to another, and before you know it, you're living with purpose, focus, and energy. Imagine two people waking up at the same time. One rolls out of bed, grabs their phone, scrolls mindlessly for 20 minutes, and then rushes through getting ready, already feeling behind. The other wakes up with intention, stretches, drinks a glass of water, and spends the first few minutes setting their mindset for the day. Who do you think will have a better, more productive day? It's obvious. One person is reacting to the day, while the other is taking control of it. The ripple effect works in both directions. A strong start can lead to a day filled with focus, accomplishment, and progress, but a weak start can lead to procrastination, frustration, and wasted time. The small decisions you make in the morning, whether to get out of bed immediately, whether to exercise, whether to set goals, shape the rest of your day and ultimately your life. Take, for example, a former political leader known for her early mornings. She would wake up at 5 a.m. every day, long before meetings or discussions began, using the early hours to prepare, read, and think deeply. That extra time gave her clarity and confidence, and the effects rippled into every decision she made throughout the day. This is why successful people don't just focus on waking up early, they focus on what they do with their mornings. They understand that a productive morning sets a powerful tone, which carries into their work, their interactions, and their ability to make decisions with confidence. Consider the simple habit of making your bed in the morning. It sounds trivial, but this small act can create a chain reaction of productivity. A former Navy SEAL once said in a famous speech, "If you want to change the world, start by making your bed." He explained that making your bed gives you an immediate sense of accomplishment, a small win that encourages you to complete the next task and the next. It's not about the bed, it's about building discipline and momentum. The same principle applies to exercise. If you start your morning with movement, whether it's stretching, running, or hitting the gym, you set yourself up for higher energy levels, sharper focus, and greater resilience to stress throughout the day. A celebrated novelist follows a strict morning routine that includes running. He believes that physical movement clears the mind and enhances creativity, allowing him to write with more clarity and flow. Even your mindset in the morning affects the rest of your day. If you begin with negativity, checking social media, absorbing bad news, or complaining about the day ahead, you're setting yourself up for frustration. But if you start your day by practicing gratitude, visualizing success, or reading something uplifting, you prime your brain for positivity. Take, for example, a renowned poet who had a ritual of waking up early and spending time in solitude, reflecting on her thoughts before putting pen to paper. This quiet, intentional start allowed her to tap into deep emotions and create work that resonated with millions. When you start strong, you're not just benefiting yourself, you're also affecting the people around you. The energy you bring into your work, relationships, and conversations is contagious. A positive, intentional morning means you show up as a better leader, a better friend, a better parent, and a better version of yourself. If you begin your day with stress, that stress spreads. If you start your day with focus and purpose, that mindset influences everything you do. Think about it, have you ever had a morning where everything went wrong? Maybe you overslept, rushed out the door, spilled coffee on yourself, and felt frustrated. The rest of the day seemed to follow that same negative pattern. That's the ripple effect in action. But imagine the opposite. You wake up, take a deep breath, and start your day with a moment of gratitude. You move your body, energizing yourself for the day ahead. You take 5 minutes to set your goals so you know exactly what to focus on. Now, instead of feeling rushed and stressed, you feel confident and in control. That confidence carries into your meetings, your conversations, and the way you tackle challenges. This is why consistency matters. A strong morning doesn't just benefit one day, it compounds over weeks, months, and years. When you stack positive habits each morning, you build a foundation for a successful life. Take, for example, a leader during a time of global crisis. His mornings were structured, deliberate, and focused. He would wake up early, review strategy, and prepare for intense discussions ahead. His ability to stay composed and make critical decisions wasn't accidental, it was the result of starting his day with clarity and control. You don't need to be a world leader to benefit from a strong start. Whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, an artist, or someone trying to improve their daily life, your morning routine shapes your future. The key is to create a system that works for you. Maybe it's waking up earlier, exercising, reading, journaling, or planning your day. Maybe it's a combination of small, simple habits that build momentum. The important thing is to be intentional. So, ask yourself, how do you start your day? Do you wake up with purpose, or do you let the morning slip away? Do you create momentum, or do you wait for motivation to magically appear? The good news is, you have control. Every morning is a new chance to create a ripple effect of success. Start strong, and the rest of your day will follow. Because when you master your mornings, you master your life. Success isn't built in a single moment, it's built in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. And it all starts the moment you wake up. Throughout this journey, we've explored the power of early mornings, the way they set the tone for your day, how successful people use them to gain an edge, and how small habits create a ripple effect that transforms your life. But now, the question is no longer why waking up early matters. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to a choice. Every morning, when the alarm rings, you have two options: hit snooze and stay the same, or rise up and take control of your life. You can continue with old habits, or you can step into a new version of yourself, one that embraces discipline, purpose, and momentum. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They are the ones who take control of their time. They are the ones who make the hard choices, who wake up early when they don't feel like it, who put in the effort when no one is watching. And that can be you. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow and completely overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than usual. Replace mindless scrolling with intentional habits. Move your body, set a goal, give yourself a reason to get up with excitement. At first, it will be difficult, your mind will resist it, but as you push through, something incredible will happen. Your mindset will shift. What once felt like a struggle will start to feel like a privilege. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. They are the ones who take control of their time. They are the ones who make the hard choices, who wake up early when they don't feel like it, who put in the effort when no one is watching. And that can be you. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow and completely overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than usual. Replace mindless scrolling with intentional habits. Move your body, set a goal, give yourself a reason to get up with excitement. At first, it will be difficult, your mind will resist it, but as you push through, something incredible will happen. Your mindset will shift. What once felt like a struggle will start to feel like a privilege.